The game in this video was provided to Roll for Crit by its creators or publishers. Only the game was provided for the making of this video. In Oh My Pigeons, you want to prove you are the Pigeon Whisperer by filling up your park bench with pigeons before anyone else does. You'll always start off with 3 pigeons, but as the game progresses, the number of pigeons there is going to vary wildly. On your turn, you'll always have 3 cards to play. These cards have many different effects, such as gaining pigeons to your bench, removing pigeons from other people's benches, or simply just moving the benches around themselves. However, there are 2 special cards I want to focus on. The first one is the Oh My Pigeons card. This one allows you to roll this die. When you roll it, it can have different symbols, but the special one is the one right there. This one allows you to flick the die towards another opponent, and if it knocks any pigeons off their bench, they lose those pigeons. So get ready to get your dexterity game on. The other card we want to talk about is the No card. Unlike all the rest of the cards, this card can be played anytime and can cancel out the ability of any other card. After you've played your card, you'll draw it back up to 3, and as I said, the game will progress until one player has miraculously been able to fill up their bench with pigeons. If that is you, then you have won the game of Oh My Pigeons. So, as you can see from the overview of the rules, this is not a game where you're sitting down for 2 hours, planning 10 steps ahead. Rather, it's all about a quick jaunt of embracing chaos and becoming one with your inner bird brain. This game is all about just seeing how drastically the game state changes between turns. At one moment, you may have a bunch of pigeons on your bench, but then you could either lose them from being stolen, or the whole bench could just move. Just chaos, and what can happen, wins will come often out of nowhere. Or at the very least, as soon as someone gets close, you'll just see everyone throw all the weirdest stuff at that person until one pigeon remains on top of the dog pile. Now, this will lead to people probably either loving or hating this game. We had actually a surprisingly equal split. I didn't mind the chaos and sort of enjoyed it since it's also such a quick game. It's just funny to see all the crazy stuff going down. It was stupid, it's silly, and it's all about just going with the flow and just letting the stuff happen. And because of that, it was funny to see when you got to roll the dice, and especially when you can flick it and knock off other people's pigeons, or just seeing all of a sudden you're like, all right, I'm doing well. I got my pigeon. All of a sudden they see the bench swipe. I thought that was hilarious. Others, however, felt like it was just so random, no agency, and really not something where they're actually playing a game. And I understand where they're coming from. In particular, I think one of the biggest issues here come in the cards. There is a chance that you draw a hand of cards and they just don't do anything for that turn. And that is the worst thing. Not that it doesn't help you progress to win, but it doesn't actually change the board really at all. The whole point of this, I feel, is just let the randomness and craziness just switch things up. Someone has 5, someone has 6, someone has 2, someone has 4. If nothing changes and happens, then it feels like you didn't have a turn. And that definitely is the worst part. One of the best cards in the game, named after the game, is Oh My Pigeons. You get to roll the die. And I sort of wish that that was more of an option, like either play a card or roll the die. Maybe they'd have 2 die, one for the Oh My Pigeon card and a weaker one that you could do. So at least something was going on your turn. You can guarantee that you're either stealing, gaining, something like that. This is a game that's all about just having fun with the chaos, not about, like I said, planning ahead, really trying out different strategies, so on and so forth. Yes, there is the no card, which technically adds some control, but I felt like that added a bit more of a no you surprise that can come up every now and then, rather than really giving a player the ability to control the game state and the board. And this game will do well for those who love chaos and love that randomness, but it's not that great for those who maybe enjoy planning, strategy, and having a bit more control in their games. However, no matter which side you land on, you're not going to have a great time if you're not actually being able to do anything on your turn. The whole point of the game is to cause chaos. And if everything stays normal because you just can't do anything, that is honestly where you're going to have the worst feeling. But if you don't mind a little bit of chaos, and definitely if you like running into a crowd of pigeons and seeing them fly off, this may be something you want to take a look at. Crits and misses for Oh My Pigeons. Crits. This is a lighthearted game all about embracing the now, and it's hilarious to watch as the game changes so rapidly between turns. If you enjoy chaos at the table, then this is definitely a game for you to take a look at. Misses. The whole point of the game is to just see chaos rule, and sometimes based on the cards in your hand, you can't really do much. That's definitely where this game is going to hurt the most, whether you are the kind of person who loves the chaos or hates it. You want to be able to change up the game state, whether it's actually helping you win or simply just being mischievous. If you can't do anything, that's when the game is going to feel really boring. Honestly, one of the best cards for me, at least, was the Oh My Pigeons card, which allowed you to use the die to let you roll it for some more chaos, maybe even being able to flick it at someone and knock out their pigeons, adding a dexterity element. I feel like this could have been a way for you to actually fix the first miss, making that as a constant option so people always have something to do, even if their cards aren't great for the moment. Maybe there could be a weaker die you use for the general action, therefore you can keep the other die in the Oh My Pigeons card, but something that allowed you to use the die more often rather than hoping you draw the card would be beneficial. One other thing I want to mention, and because this is a miss that it technically has, but almost any small game can have, and it's one of my little pet peeves, but I want to bring it up here, is its box size. Yes, there are marketing reasons why the box is this big, and this is not the video to go into that. But if this game looks something silly and fun and you think you'd be interested in, you probably should also think about maybe if you have a smaller box, or if you maybe can go to like a printing store that can print out a small cardboard box for you that this could all fit in. It's going to help out a lot because this is definitely the kind of game that could travel and transport a little bit easier, have a lot of quick random matches, and then quickly pack it up and be on your way. But you can let me know your thoughts on this if you're the type of person who enjoys a lot of randomness and chaos in their game, or do you prefer a bit more of a slower, methodical, planned out strategies, be it your light or heavier games? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for joining me this time, and I'll see you next time on a Roll for Crit review.